Now the Packers are heading to the NFC Championship. We'll have highlights and a preview of what's next. And reaction from Green Bay with our Madeline O'Neill and Melissa Kim at Lambeau Field. Plus, see how Packers fans in our community pitched in to benefit a good cause today.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
The Green Bay Packers are headed to the NFC Championship game after a big win over the Seattle Seahawks, and fans cannot contain their excitement leaving Lambeau right now, where the celebrations are just beginning. The Packers were up big at halftime and held off the Seahawks for the 28-23 win. Kevin Lewis joins me now with a look at how the Packers got it done tonight.
Yeah, Packers linebacker Blake Martinez said they heard the noise about how they've been winning ugly this year. Aaron Rodgers said it was great that they were an under-the-radar team if you can be 13-3 and under the radar. And this one came down to the fourth quarter like you knew it would. 21-10 Packers. Rodgers, Davante Adams, 8 catches, $160 for Davante, 40 of them right here, and a touchdown. Made it 28-10 Green Bay. But Seattle would make a run, scoring 3 straight touchdowns in the second half to cut the lead to 28-23. But Rodgers had to be money on third down, and he was money on third down. 3rd and 8, drops one into Adams for a first down into Seahawks territory after a 2-minute warning and timeouts. 3rd and 9, Rodgers, Jimmy Graham reaches down and gets it, and gets a first down to put the game away. After review, the call would stand, and the Packers win 28-23, the final score. Melissa Kim will have coverage from Lambeau and take us to the locker room a little later on in sports.
Thank you, Kevin. We have more team coverage in Green Bay. That's where we find our Madeline O'Neill with how fans are feeling tonight. Madeline, I'm sure there's a lot of excitement right now.
Amanda, you're not wrong about the excitement. The stadium may be empty now, but the energy earlier was really amazing. This really nothing like Lambeau after a win. We'll let you take a listen.
Second half, no. First half, I was a little worried, but second half, no doubt at all. They had it.
Oh my God, this is awesome!
Packer fans really back their team. In fact, this is the 2nd largest crowd in playoff game history. Fans we spoke with say while things got a bit more dicey in the second half after a dominant first half, they never lost faith in their team, but they do tell us this season has already exceeded their expectations. Say new head coach Matt LaFleur has added a new energy to the team. We talked to fans from all over. Packer Nation really spans the country and the world, and we know Green Bay fans are dedicated. One fan from Mequon really demonstrates that commitment. This is his 56th straight game he's attended, home and away, including playoffs.
It's the fans, it's the Packers, it's the atmosphere, it's the tailgating, it's the excitement. There's so many variables that play a role in this, and it's addicting. It's addicting to watch this team, and this season has been the prime example of it.
Of course, Justin is already planning to head to California. Of course, that's where other Packers fans' minds are as well. Then fingers crossed for the Super Bowl. Of course, tonight, fans are celebrating this win. I don't think there's a better place to be in the world than Lambeau Field tonight, or really all of Wisconsin after a win like this. Of course, a great way to end the home season here in Green Bay.
All right, thank you, Maddie. A big party there. For some of those fans, it's been a long day. Over 400 people showed up at Lambeau Field early this morning to help the stadium prepare for the game. They thought they'd be shoveling out the stands, but with no snow, they salted instead. Lambeau officials say the crowds were excited to get to work, even if it wasn't what they expected to do. Closer to Madison, some fans are supporting the Packers while also supporting a local organization. Over at the Lone Girl Brewing Company in Wanakee, Camp Creatability was raising money for their organization, which increases employment skills for people with autism and other disabilities through arts and entertainment. Some of the prizes available in the auction were a 2020 Wisconsin Rose Bowl t-shirt signed by the Badgers football team, Packers gear, wine, spa baskets, and more. Founder Debbie Armstrong said the funds raised today will go toward their programs that teach creative skills.
Hopefully that once they learn those skills, they're able to find a job out in the community, because we found that most people with autism are really drawn to visual types of media and communication.
The money will also go toward a new program called Sensory Awareness Project, which teaches first responders how to respond to individuals affected by sensory overload. Let's check in with Dana Fulton now with your first alert forecast. How much more snow can we expect in this system tonight, Dana?
So yeah, we're watching another band of snow pass on through. We just had some here in Madison when I was out on the patio. We had reports out of Monroe of about 1/2 inch already. As we look at our high resolution Doppler, you can see that most of the area is dealing with light snowfall and some flurries coming through right now. This is the main band coming through Dane and Rock County currently. Behind that, we may have a few more rounds of snow, but this is all really before midnight that we're dealing about 1 to 3 inches of snow for much of Dane County, lesser amounts to the south and a little more expected to the north. Your Monday morning commute will not include any snow falling. However, the roads might be just a little slick outside to start your day on Monday. So keep that in mind. You'll need a little extra time in the morning to throw the salt out on your own sidewalk and as you're driving on in. Temperatures will be a little milder for Monday and Tuesday, but we'll take a closer look at your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. Icy conditions have been dangerous today, too, even for a swan. Madison Fire's lake rescue team rescued a tundra swan found stranded and injured on the ice of Lake Mendota this afternoon. Officials say the swan was about 200 feet from the shore of Picnic Point when it looked frozen to the ice. The swan is now in the hands of the Dane County Humane Society. More local news now. The 66-year-old man who was killed in a crash involving an Alliant Energy truck on Friday was a former Sun Prairie High School teacher and coach. The Sun Prairie Star reports that Stephen Riggins coached cross country and track and field for 24 years at Sun Prairie High before retiring in 2008. They say Riggins led the Cardinals to win Big 8 Conference championships in 1992 and 93. Alliant Energy has released a statement after police said one of their utility trucks failed to stop at a stop sign and hit Riggins' car on Friday in Columbia County, killing both Riggins and his dog. The statement reads in part, "We are keeping the individual's family, loved ones, and friends in our thoughts during this difficult time." They also say they're cooperating with local officials and conducting their own internal investigation. The driver of a milk truck is in life-threatening condition after his vehicle spun out of control on icy roads yesterday. Police said the truck hit a patch of ice in the 4600 block of County Highway J in Monroe. Officials said the driver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the vehicle. The airbags did not deploy. Police said the tank, which was filled with milk at the time, also leaked out after the crash. A former Madison police officer who is running for school board has now suspended his campaign. The city clerk's website says Wayne Strong suspended his campaign on Thursday, but his name will still be on the ballot since he submitted his paperwork. This was Strong's third attempt to be elected to the school board after losing in 2013 and 14. 3 days before ending his campaign, Strong told News 3 Now he chose to run again to help close the achievement gap and end the school-to-prison pipeline. Defense Secretary Mark Esper today appeared to contradict the president's explanation for killing Iran's top general, taking both countries to the brink of war. CBS News' Nicole Killian has more from the White House.
The Trump administration is defending the intelligence information that prompted President Trump to order a drone strike, killing Iran's top general, Qasem Soleimani. New details from the president in a Friday interview raised more questions.
We will tell you that probably it was going to be the embassy in Baghdad. I can reveal that I believe it would have been 4 embassies.
On CBS's Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan asked Defense Secretary Mark Esper why that specific threat was not mentioned during congressional briefings last week.
Well, the president didn't say it was a tangible, he didn't cite a specific piece of evidence. What he said is he believed.
Are you saying there wasn't one?
I didn't see one with regard to 4 embassies. What I'm saying is I share the president's view that probably my expectation was they were going to go after our embassies.
But a U.S. defense official disputed any contradiction, telling CBS News the secretary agrees with the assessment that as many as 4 embassies in the region could have been targeted by Iranian proxies. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff accused the president and the administration of exaggerating their case.
When you hear the president out there on Fox, he is fudging the intelligence. And when you hear the secretary say, well, That wasn't what the intelligence said, but that's my personal belief. He is fudging.
President Trump expressed support for Iranian protesters after Iran first denied, then admitted it mistakenly shot down a Ukrainian passenger jet. The president tweeted to the leaders of Iran, "Do not kill your protesters." Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
63 of the 176 people who died on board that crash were from Canada. Today, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau attended a memorial held in Edmonton to pay respects to the victims. Trudeau reassured families that, quote, "We will not rest until there is justice and accountability for the downing of the plane." One of the U.S. soldiers killed by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan is from Illinois. Today, military officials identified 21-year-old PFC Miguel Villalon of Joliet, Illinois, as one of the victims. The other, Staff Sergeant Ian McLaughlin, was from Virginia. The Pentagon says their vehicle was struck by an IED. 2 other soldiers were injured. The Taliban has taken responsibility. There's more on News 3 Now at 10. Truax Field might be a little louder than usual this week. We'll tell you why after the break.
For first, fast, accurate weather updates, watch First Alert Weather.
Welcome back. You might hear some extra noise around Truax Airfield this week. The 115th Fighter Wing of the Wisconsin Air National Guard plans to conduct evening training flights starting tomorrow until Thursday night. F-16 fighter jets will be taking off and landing until about 9 o'clock each night. Evening training flights are required to prepare pilots and maintenance personnel for overall readiness. The Department of Military Affairs says pilots will follow paths designed to minimize noise to area residents. The UW dance team is on its way to nationals again. The team left from campus this morning for the Universal Dance Association National Championships in Florida. They treated guests to both their jazz and pom-pom routines before taking off. Team captain Gabby Kim says this week at nationals is a chance for the team to stand out on a bigger stage, away from Badgers games.
I think for us, it's a great opportunity to be among some of the best dance teams, cheer teams, and mascots in the country and really get to showcase what we can do as a program.
The competition will take place next weekend in Orlando. You can get your fill of varsity and by the bright shining light of the moon with tickets to UW's Spring Band concert starting this week. Tickets go on sale at 8:30 tomorrow morning for the 46th annual season. This year marks the first for the band under their new director, Corey Pompey, after longtime leader Mike Lacrone retired last year. The concerts start mid-April. You can find more information on uwbadgers.com. Cities around the state are recovering from this weekend's snow systems today. That includes the Port of Milwaukee and Jones Island, where there could be millions of dollars in damage. Historic flooding from the winter storm is to blame. The area was more than 60% flooded. Today's crews began the cleanup process. The port will partially reopen to commercial service tomorrow morning, and port tenants can start to assess their property. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton. Just some light snow tonight, right, Dana?
Light snow coming through tonight. We aren't expecting anything too strong to build on in. Now, as we look at our Doppler radar right now, it seems like most of the area is seeing at least flurries, if not light snow coming on down. We do have light snow around most Dane County. It seems like we're getting a little bit of a break for the western corner, the southwestern corner of Greene County, but much of the area is still dealing with the snow coming on through. And this is going to be the picture for the next few hours. The light snow continuing on, enough that the roads might be a little slick if you're one of our third shift workers and you're heading in right now, or if you're getting ready to head in early for your Monday morning. Do know that the snow coming on through is going to stay with us till just after midnight before it really tapers off. To start off Monday, we're mostly cloudy. Temperature-wise, we're going to stay in the 20s for overnight lows. Really don't drop much more than where we're at right now. For the afternoon, we get a little more sunshine back in. High temperatures will be in the mid-30s for Monday. For Monday night, heading into Tuesday, another small chance for a few flurries to pass on through, but not quite expecting as much snow as we are tonight. And for Tuesday, it's going to be even more mild outside. High temps in the upper 30s in the afternoon. That's going to eat away at our snow just a little bit. So the snow coming through tonight, expecting anywhere from 1 to 3 inches for areas north of Madison. Areas to the south, likely less than an inch. Now, some isolated areas could see just around an inch of accumulation, but most of the area, the closer you get to the Illinois state line, I'm not expecting to see quite as much snow. This first band passing on through, and then everything's going to taper off and continue to move northeast. So north of Madison, leaning a little bit on that higher of the 1 to 3 inch scale. Looking at the next 7 days, again, we're going to start the week off in a bit of a mild spot in the mid-30s on Monday with variably cloudy skies, a little sun coming through later in the day. Tuesday, breezy outside with partly sunny skies in the upper 30s. So it's going to melt away our snow just a little bit. And our next opportunity for some accumulation will be on Wednesday. Wednesday night into Thursday, we are planning on some snow to build on in. It's going to bring another inch or two of accumulation. Now, for the rest of the work week, temperatures bouncing around a little bit close to average in the mid-30s on Friday, and then we cool down heading into the weekend. And next week, much cooler air rushing in. We're going to see those low temperatures dropping back to the single digits for the following week, too.
Yeah, you see those single digits on the bottom there.
Yes.
That's what you see. Well, that's what your eye goes to.
It starts to get very cold. A little January-like, though, to have those temperatures settling back on in for us. It'll be nice to have at least some snow. If it's cold outside, I at least want to see some snow.
Me too. Thank you, Dana. Still to come on News 3 Now at 10. Kevin is back with your Packers postgame as they get ready to face the 49ers.
News
The Packers and Seahawks have played some classics in the regular season and the playoffs. The 2015 NFC title game went Seattle's way in overtime. Tonight, Aaron Rodgers and company wanted nothing to do with that. Rodgers 3-2 at home, career in the playoffs, and had a home playoff game in a couple years. Opening drive, Rodgers. Davante Adams was a monster. 20-yard touchdown to open the scoring. 7-0 green and gold. Aaron Jones, 2 touchdowns in the game. Packers unbeaten when he rushes for 60 yards or more this year. He ran for 62. Third quarter, Rodgers on 2nd and 6. 40 yards will work. Adams makes the catch, makes the adjustment, and makes his way to the end zone for the touchdown, 28-10. But do not count out a Russell Wilson-led team. Seahawks chipping away. Marshawn Lynch bulls his way into the end zone. 3 straight touchdowns for Seattle in the second half, made it 28-23. How about Preston Smith and the big addition he has been to the Packers defense? He takes down Wilson in the fourth quarter. But this game was still a game. Rodgers on 3rd and 9 to Jimmy Graham. Makes the catch and makes the line to gain. It was reviewed, upheld, first down, ball game. Packers win it 28-23, the final score. They are headed to the NFC title game. Off to San Francisco with a date with the 49ers. Packers now 14-3 after being the worst 13-3 team in the league. Melissa Kim joins us now in a winter wonderland at Lambeau Field with post-game reaction. Hello, Melissa.
Yeah, hey there, Kevin. A very different scene from the Rose Bowl that we were at a couple weeks ago, right? It is snowing here, kind of a beautiful, poetic moment here at Lambeau Field as the Packers, with the big win to get back to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 2017. Now, like you've been hearing all season long, might have been an ugly win, but as tight end Jimmy Graham told me after the game, it's still a win. And for guys like him and Davante Adams, veteran players on this team, this win was about clutch guys making big plays when it mattered.
We have the players. I mean, we got the guys to, get it done on any down. I don't think any defense feels comfortable no matter what the numbers have shown in the past. So, you got Aaron, you got me, you got the rest of our wide receivers and Aaron Jones. A lot of threats all over the place. Jimmy, Mercedes, so it's tough to defend. So we just have to make sure everybody takes care of their piece. They're 1-11, then we'll be good.
We're the worst 13-3 team in the league. I'll say that again. That's what they're saying. We was the worst 13-3 team in the league. They didn't expect us to probably win this game here. I mean, we were favored, I think, maybe by 4 points, but I think they might have did that out of pity.
And what was really interesting after the game in the locker room was that it wasn't like overly hyped. They were definitely happy. The players were definitely happy, but it wasn't anything like too excited, which is probably a good thing. Act like you've been there before. Don't act like it's a big deal, because especially coming into next week, they're going to have to be business as usual. Kevin, back to you.
Melissa, thank you very much. If you want to borrow my coat next time, just ask before you take it, okay? Thank you very much. Safe travels coming home. Wisconsin wrestling coach Chris Bono said dual matches in the Big Ten have an NCAA tournament feel because the Big Ten's the best conference in the country. Second of 3 top 10 matchups for Wisconsin, hosting Nebraska. Almost 1,900 on hand at the UW Fieldhouse. Eric Barnett in the military appreciation Badger gear. I love it. Win with the pin. About 133 pounds. Seth Gross, ranked number 1 in the country. Close to winning by fall, but he has to settle for 4 points here. He would win a 13-5 decision. More pinning. Cole Martin at 149 pounds wants to get things done early. First period, he wins by fall. Badgers win the duel 25-18. Wisconsin women's basketball at Michigan State. Badgers playing from behind in the second frame. Suzanne Gilreath gives it up, gets it back, drains the triple, but Wisconsin could not find offense in the second half. Sydney Hilliard going to drive, draw 2 defenders, and dish. Alex Luring gets the easy 2, but couldn't make it close down the stretch. Wisconsin drops to 9-7 overall, 1-4 in Big Ten play. Serena Williams back in the winner's circle after taking top honors at the WTA tournament in Auckland, New Zealand, beating Jessica Pegula in the finals. Her first tournament win in 3 years afterward. She said she's donating the $43,000 purse to help fight the Australian bushfires. There's still some good left in the world. We are back after this.
We'll put that one down.
All right, so that's light snow that we have right now, probably going to wrap up tonight.
Yeah, we have it for a few more hours. It's bringing in a little bit of accumulation right now. So for your Monday morning, though there isn't going to be any snow falling, I do know that our temperatures in the morning, of course, in the 20s. That's going to make things a little slick outside with the snow still on the ground. In the afternoon, we're in the mid-30s. That's going to take a little bit of melting. It's going to eat a little bit away at the snowpack. Tuesday, a little more mild outside. Another opportunity for some light snow coming through for Wednesday afternoon and evening.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.
Now.